Welcome back, welcome back, welcome back. Clap it up, clap it up, clap it up.
Yeah.
All right. This is phase 2. phase 3.
two.
Right? I don't know. We just in another phase
We gonna
at this
phase
point.
it back.
It's all good.
All right.
So listen, guys. I hope you guys enjoyed the first part of the show. This part of the show, we are going to get back to where we started, which was on our mental health matters. Would you agree? Would everybody at this table agree mental health matters?
Absolutely.
Yes, definitely.
All right.
Yes,
You
of
know, I
course.
want to start to my left since these were my guests that are on the flyer. Unfortunately, Keisha had to go and Danyana got sick. And so I have 2 people here that are just as powerful with stories that will be able to participate, right?
Yes.
Once again, I'm dog food. There you go.
All right. So, Bishop, can you share with us a little bit about, share with them, with our listeners, who you are? And you can probably pull your mic over, make sure your button is down so that they can hear you.
Yes, good evening, everyone.
Good evening.
Bishop
Good evening,
Malachi
yes.
Brantley, and I am from the Newark, New Jersey area. My training is pastoral care and counseling, and I have certificates from Blanton Pill as well as New York Theological. 4 units of CPE, which is clinical pastoral education, which deals with psychoanalysis. So it's very important to me as a caregiver, as a clergy person, as a leader in the community to make sure that our community is trying to balance their
Right.
life. Balance.
I love it. I love it. I love it.
Blessings.
And Marianne,
Yes.
you're up, beautiful. So tell us a little bit about yourself and your background.
Okay, my name is Miriam Bay, and I'm a Newark resident.
All right.
And
Big city.
my degrees is in education and counseling.
Nice.
And my career for the last 22 years has been working with brothers and sisters that's been incarcerated. I worked inside a correction facility with gang members,
Wow.
and with everyone. And what I realized is that the brothers and sisters who are behind the walls are geniuses.
Right.
Absolutely.
And the other thing is that I have a TV show. It's called Tell a Vision,
Tell me.
and it was set up specifically for brothers and sisters to have a platform who came home from prison to tell their stories, because they are now testimonies of success.
Wow.
Absolutely.
And
Yes.
my goal is to open up a reentry program, which is television personal development.
Okay.
And what I'm so happy about is that the brother who is our vice president was incarcerated for 5 years for selling drugs,
Right.
and now he's a millionaire for selling banana pudding.
That's what's up. That's all
And I
right.
reshare your stories on my network.
That's
I would
all
love
right.
to. I would love to reshare that and play
That's
that.
all right.
Yes.
And
Yes. I would like to tell those stories. Right?
Yes. So
I
go ahead,
Oh, I'm
Marianne.
sorry.
Continue. No, you're fine. Go
I
ahead.
owned a school for 10 years. It was called Creative Garden School,
Okay.
and it was from kindergarten through the 5th grade. And I closed it because I was going through a divorce at that time. I didn't want the negative energy to
You're
going
going to the
because it was so
positive. I
successful.
got your respect.
And when I closed it, I said, God, you must have something else for me to do.
Yes.
Not knowing that going through all of our life's challenges that we go through,
Right.
that it was going to be me now working with brothers and sisters who are incarcerated, using my educational experience to help them, because this is what I know.
Right.
I turned 73 years old on April the 6th.
Oh, that's a
Yeah.
blessing.
I'm
God
April
bless
8th.
it. That's
Oh,
what's
I'm
up.
okay.
April 8th.
Aries.
Aries in the building.
And
And
what
you don't
I
look a
know-
stitch of 73.
Right.
Give me that
Boy,
water you drink.
I'm
Let us
jealous.
Yes.
And
jealous.
and this is what I know as we grow older, the experiences the life experiences that we go through is not for us.
Right.
I mean, it helps us to become who we're destined to be.
Yes.
But however, it helps other people.
Correct.
Right.
I got you. I respect
right.
that. All right. All
May I say
right.
one last thing, if you don't mind?
Yes, ma'am.
Absolutely. Go ahead.
My favorite rapper is 50 Cent.
All
All
right.
right. Yeah, you get that money. You get that
Right.
money.
It's
That's
that
right.
fun. Hey, Bishop Malachi, who your favorite rapper? I know you got a favorite rapper.
Right. We know you listen to somebody.
Bishop said, he put his eyes up in
You
his
have
head.
to understand, Miriam is seasoned. Okay. And I am
for pronouncing
seasoned.
my name.
Oh man, y'all is too funny.
Growing up as Malakaya, and everyone saying Mecca Mecca Mecca. I learned to appreciate enunciation.
That would make you. That would help a lot.
But before
That would help a lot.
rapping became popular,
Yes.
I think Nikki Giovanni was the
was
one
the
that
greatest.
spoke greatness.
Yes,
Yeah.
That's
Okay,
the greatest
and
poet.
so I
love it.
wholeheartedly embrace her. And by the way, I work for New Jersey Department of Corrections, so I know
Wow.
exactly where you're coming from. When you
Okay.
talk
Wow.
about
That's,
the
that's
geniuses
beautiful.
See, y'all
behind
see these
it.
powerhouses.
y'all put-
that
y'all
I
connected in
see
so
down
many
there.
ways. That's what's up. Yeah, that's it.
You know, people
I love
who
that.
literally
Love
are
that.
going somewhere or at least taking people somewhere. You know,
Right.
that's my objective.
Love it.
So what I want to do, because I know we got to talk to y'all already, so I'm gonna talk to them a
Of
little bit. Is
course,
that
of
okay?
course, of course.
All right. So what I wanted to ask, being that we know that mental health is important, most people who have mental health issues have experienced a whole lot of trauma, right? What I would like for you guys to do for me is to share with me an experience, something that you can actually go back to that was extremely traumatizing for you. What was the actual turning point in that? What did you do to shift that traumatic experience?
Okay, so for me, when I was a little girl, I thought I was going to be the next Diana Ross.
Okay.
But then something happened to me at 15 years old. I was raped by my father.
Oh God.
And being raped by my father, it meant that the police officer had told my mother because she didn't believe me.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
And so since I was a minor, I could not press charges. So my mother chose to send me away.
Right.
So that was very, very extremely traumatizing to me
Absolutely.
because my mother didn't believe me.
Right.
You know, and I always talked to God,
Right.
but for 10 years I cried because I was sent away from my family
Right.
through no fault of my own. And so going through that and growing through that,
Yes.
my defining moment was last year.
Wow.
And you want to know what that defining moment was?
What was it?
I was at a conference for women,
Okay.
and the sister who was heading the conference, she asked if anyone had a defining moment. So I said, not knowing that the person who organized the conference was in there while I'm telling my story,
Oh wow.
right? So I said, well, my defining moment was when I started working in the prison system. And I said, every woman that was on my caseload, black, white, Latino, had been raped by someone that they knew.
Gee.
And so,
I think you want justice.
huh?
So,
Yes.
No.
Go up to the mic.
no,
so I can hear you.
continue, I'm sorry.
Oh, I'm sorry.
That's okay.
And so I said that was my defining moment
Right.
because I said, God, that's why what happened to me happened to me. You know?
Right.
And
It
so
makes a connection as to where
Exactly.
you right.
But you know
What
that demon is. Oh my God! I mean, that's a demon that we gotta find a way to pray out our families. That's a lot of that demon that has destroyed a lot of young women.
still does.
And it still does to this day. I've been doing my research these past couple of days on just certain. I'm not gonna say certain individuals. Just put it like that. But the way it always starts off with somebody taking your innocence.
Taking your innocence.
Exactly.
You're a baby.
Exactly.
What
Right.
could you possibly
Want
want?
from a
Exactly.
baby, right?
You understand what I'm saying?
Control.
So, young lady, I was not even trying to even get emotional, because I'm grasping around it like this demon has been around in our black community for so long.
Not just the black
Black,
community.
right? Not only the black
It has
community.
been in the community,
Right.
period.
Okay.
And the sad thing is
Respectfully.
been swept under
Under
the
the
rug.
rug.
There you go.
Yes.
That.
And because it's been swept under the rug, the church has
Of a lot of
been guilty
things.
in not promoting positive mental health.
Yes.
Because from my background, and I can say it very freely as a minister, we do believe that Jesus can fix everything.
Right.
Amen.
I will tell you that beyond the shadow of a
Amen.
doubt.
Yeah.
Okay?
Amen.
I'll stand in
Amen.
the devil's face and tell. But I know that God has given agents,
Right.
not angels,
Agents.
agents to
Yes.
help people get to their healing.
Right. And I,
Because
that's
if
right.
I have a problem with my heart, I go to my cardiologist.
Right.
I don't go to my pediatrist.
Preach, man. Go ahead and bring it now.
That's right
So
now.
Go ahead.
if I need mental health,
Right.
I need to find a counselor.
Counselor.
Right.
And every good and trained pastor should have a reference of a counselor
on deck.
that they can send their congregants to.
Wow.
Because
Yes.
most pastors are not trained in mental
There you
health.
go,
They
right?
can hear it, but they
They
cannot
can't
treat it, nor can they process it. So a
Correct.
good pastor has reference out and will send out
Right.
that congregant in order for that congregant to get what? The
person
professional
needs.
help
Yes.
that's
Correct.
needed.
That's what's up.
Because
Right.
that's going to help keep the congregation healthy.
That's beautiful. Cause I'm saying, it's like, it's just so mind blowing. I mean, for these past couple of days, I'm just doing research on just what you spoke about, and I'm like, I'm saying, Lord, why our young women? I say, you just take their innocence. I mean, black women's not getting the respect they do now, but look at the history from beginning to now. This is why I said what I said about giving a woman a chance. You women have earned it. You earned it. Y'all walked through some of the
lot, right?
worst mocking the clay to get y'all to where y'all are today. And y'all stand up and y'all hold y'all heads up high when others try to break you down. This is what I give y'all so much respect for. Because it's like y'all been torn down. But then, like you said, God, you just pray, and God just builds y'all back up. Not only build you up, but build you up to be a voice for
Yes.
those who have no voice.
And,
And for that, I respect each and every last one of y'all women at this table right now, because I'm telling you, me as a father of 3 girls, and to listen and see some of the stuff I've been seeing these past couple of days, honey, it tore my soul. I had to lay down and I laid down and cried. I prayed to God. I said, Lord, there has to be a way that this sickness, these demons in our family, gotta stop hurting our young women before y'all even held to the age of a calorie
But you know
pill.
what though? Just like
But you
Bishop
know what you remind
Malachi
me of?
said. Okay, go ahead.
This is what you just remind me of when you said that about your daughters.
Right.
When I worked inside, I would tell the brothers, I would ask them when I lectured to them,
Right.
how many of you are fathers? They raised their hands. How many of you have daughters? You have daughters? You need to be concerned. And you need
Girl, bring this door.
not
Bring
to
it.
be here
Thank you.
Right.
That part.
because you don't know.
You don't
Right.
know. You're absolutely
the
right.
truth.
Yes.
And I'm gonna tell you, and I'm gonna let this panel keep going, because this is something that I was gonna talk to this young lady about. This is what my
We're
urban.
gonna end
this
up
is
bringing.
what
We're
my,
gonna end up.
yeah, this
we
is what
bringing
my
the panel
Urban Life
back
Chronicles
anyway,
is all about.
Because I still want to do.
Because I'm gonna be
very
filming
structured,
starting
so I
in
just
November.
Want to keep the order.
You know.
So maybe like the second or third week in November, we gonna all come back and
Right.
we gonna do it properly. Okay.
Okay.
And Dada, please don't book any additional guests. Now I love y'all.
Right.
But
It's just
This is
it's
supposed to be
like this
mental health
issue
day.
is supposed
I'm
to
so
like
glad that y'all here though, because y'all can also give you feedback.
because
Now hold
Okay, go
on a
ahead.
second.
Okay.
Bishop, can you share with me an experience you had? And then I want to ask y'all, can you share what was that traumatic experience that you had, and what was it that actually was the turning point for you?
Well, one of the I think strongest, harshest, traumatic experience I had was in ministry. I grew up in the same church from a child up, from my mother's womb up, trusting certain people.
Right.
And when these people turned on me, I literally went into shock because I could not believe that someone could
That was
hurt me
supposed to
that
be-
deep. But it was the best thing because it really matured me spiritually. That I went from like being a 5-year-old boy to being a 25-year-old man
Just like
in
that.
the blink of an
I
eye,
got
because
you.
I realized I was not to trust them, but to trust God. And so that's when my whole
Trajectory
shift
changed,
happened.
right?
My vision for faith and who I trust and who I believe. And so I don't trust humans in the same sense anymore. I
Yeah.
trust God.
Preach, man. Go
The
ahead,
flesh
Ray.
will
I trust
disappoint
God,
you every
right?
time.
I trust
That
God.
makes so much sense.
That makes so. Yeah, yo.
And
So,
see,
Princess,
I-
go ahead, Mary.
Oh yeah. So what I want to say too about all of that, with the women that I counseled,
Yes.
one of them said to me, "Oh, Miss May, you don't look like you've been raped." So I said, "What does a person look like that's been raped?" You know.
Yeah.
And then what I did was, because I love music, I used my music to help them with their
That's
healing.
beautiful.
Right.
That's what's up.
You know, and each Saturday we had our meeting, and it was the music that helped us to get us to understand
And,
that things happen to us in life.
Right.
We don't know what it is, but God knows that it's happening.
Right.
Absolutely.
And when things happen to us, He also knows that
Right.
you're
We're
going to get through it.
get through it. Right.
But
Right.
it's
You're
something
strong
that,
enough. You're
yes,
strong
because
enough, right?
it prepares us. It prepares us. Whatever it is that we go through,
Right.
it's preparing us. And then I let them know that Oprah Winfrey was raped.
Right.
Maya Angelou was raped. You know, we have a lot of women who were are also raped, because I like to use the word rape.
Right.
Right.
You know, so that people can understand this.
Yes.
You know, and look at them. Look at who they become,
Right.
who they became because of what they went through,
Right.
the inspiration that they had, and we still have to heal. We're still healing through this, because I thought I was going to be a virgin when I got married. You know,
And that got taken
not
away
knowing
from you.
that this
right.
was going to happen to me.
But
But
look at the
Bishop-
number of women that are legally raped.
That's true.
Legally raped by their husbands.
That's
Because their husbands control them.
That's true.
And so in the mindset before women's liberation, okay, Whoopi Goldberg said it easy. Hookers do it for cash, wives do it for refrigerators, okay? So when you have someone that is overpowering you,
That's true.
a woman may lay down with that man just to make sure that there's breakfast on the
exactly.
table next morning
right,
for kids.
right.
Hello.
No, you know, you're absolutely right. Oh, I'm so glad you just said that, because you know what? When I was 30 years old,
You found yourself.
this is what happened. I had to ask my mother, why did she do this to me? Right? And you know what she said, it made so much sense. Because during that time, I'm born in the 50s.
Right.
During that time, the women at that time didn't have
A voice.
didn't have the voice. Plus, they depended on their husband. She had 4 other children that she was responsible for. You know, and so she said, "Well, I knew you would make it."
Yeah.
Wow.
Oh, wow.
And then I went back. I said, "Wow, today, women, people who are being abused, whether they are effective or not, they have a place to go to." Back in my mother's day, no, they had to take it.
Right.
And so I understood it, and it helped me to forgive her.
Right.
Yeah.
But then you also have to look at men that have been raped.
That
Not
part-
by men,
Yeah,
but
that's
by
what I
women.
just said. The
They've
women
Yeah,
been
that's
taken
true,
advantage
too.
by
Men, too.
women.
Yeah.
Thank you.
And one of the movies that highlights this is Finding Antoine Fisher.
Right.
Oh,
Right,
yeah,
with-
that's
with-
right.
with
Yes.
You see that,
Yes.
you know, and what he was forced
Yes.
to do.
Right.
And
Yes.
there's a lot of young guys in prison
Yes.
that don't really understand their sexuality because it
Right.
was introduced to them so early, so
Yes.
soon
Right.
by
Right.
some crazy woman or
Yes.
man
Right.
who just
Yes.
wanted to experiment
Experiment
with
with a child.
Right.
And I'm seeing this in high
And
school.
end up confusing them
This is what I'm
instead.
seeing in high school.
And
Yes.
Because this is that
Yeah.
age.
or singing
Yes.
in
You know
the
what I'm
church
saying?
choir, and the church
And then
and
the
the
church
director is the
director,
one
right.
that's
Yes.
taking advantage of you,
Or the
or someone
pastor.
else in
Or,
the church.
or you can do the pastor
Right.
that's in
Or
up
the
there supposed to be
pastor.
doing
That's
spiritual
right.
guidance for a marriage
That's
counselor,
right.
and he the main one. Then the next thing you know, instead of him
That's
giving you
right.
counseling, he touching your leg.
That's
and then
right.
the next thing you know, it goes further.
That's right.
So when I say we have to put this Damon to rest, we have
Yes.
to put this Damon to rest.
Yes.
Because me personally, as a man, I feel it. It hurts. It hurts.
Right.
You understand? I respect you women. It hurts to see that you've been violated and you've been touched for
Right.
no reason.
Yes.
It breaks your soul down, but then, like you said, God starts taking you down and He builds you up piece
Yes.
by piece and make you stronger
Yes.
than you ever been before the incident happened.
Yes.
And some of you women, like I said, I give y'all so much respect. This is why I say I will lay my life down for my daughters. You touch one of mine,
Thank you.
I'm
It's gonna be a
sacrificing my
problem.
life for them.
That was one of
And
the
that's
reasons
what
why I
held-
did not get remarried.
I held, and when I held them in my arms for the first time when they hit this earth, that was the promise I made to both of them. I
Yes.
said,
Right.
I will lay my life down for if anybody ever hurt you
Yes.
Yes.
or just try
Whatever
to
it
defame
may
you
be.
Right.
in a way that I would never do.
Yes.
I will lay my life down. I'm 55 years old. Well, guess what, Jay? You know I lived a
I
great
get
life,
it.
Lord. Thank
Right.
you so much.
Right.
But this perpetrator has to be put down.
Yeah.
And that's just the way it is. You understand? We have, as a society, we got to learn how to start molding and shaping and get this demon out of our community some kind of way and start giving these young women and young men a better way.
But
Well,
they
the-
have to have a voice. They have to know someone that they could come to.
To,
and
yeah,
share
right.
that
But that's what I was
with them.
saying earlier about
You know?
how you
That's-
approach your
that's what I
kid when
wanna
they
be
want to
in
talk
my
to you.
school, you
You
know?
let
Yes.
them talk.
Yes.
You I let you. My daughters call me on the phone. 37, 29, 30. No, 28 and 30. Call me on the phone, Daddy. Okay, I'm here to listen. I said the first thing I'm gonna do, I'm listening. I'm not judging.
Right.
Nothing. Talk, speak to me. Because I take that very serious. My kids are grown. They grown women. But they know that they can come and talk to their father. Because I lay that outlet out for them. I'm not here to judge.
Right.
I'm here to listen. And if I can help you through whatever you're going through, if I have to sit in counseling sessions with you, if that's what you need, I'm here.
Right.
I will take that stand. But it breaks my heart to hear y'all women people just take your innocence.
But see, we have to do more for building
Right.
self-image.
Richard,
that
correct.
part, yes.
We have to do more in building self-image because when a person's self-image is strong, you are not going to let someone walk over you, and you're not going to let someone else
That's
do
right.
anything else to
right.
you. When a
Yes.
family's self-image is strong, you're not going to take advantage. It's like years ago growing up in Newark, there were families.
Yeah.
If you got into a fight with one, you got into a fight with all.
Right.
You
Right,
just- you know,
right, that's real.
You know, so there was no such
They
thing.
be like, what?
as-
No, God, no.
everybody was gonna fight because that's the way we are. So we have to begin to teach strong self-image and
Yes, we
then
do.
go back to being a community, go
Yes.
back to being a village, go back to looking out for people. You're in need. I've got to make sure that you get what you need, okay?
Yes.
I've got to make sure that you're getting what you need, and you're getting what you need because I've looked out for you.
Right. And like you've done the research to make sure. Okay, no problem. Princess, do you have a story or or something that you experienced that was traumatic. Now, I know we talked earlier about you having cancer, but I want to keep it more on the emotional, mental health level. What was that story for you, and what did you do to restore your confidence?
Well, I have a few, but if I mention it, my mom would be upset. But I'm just going to talk about how she used to chastise us, me and my sister.
Okay.
I used to get chastised more than my older sister, and my older sister was doing a lot. And I was wondering why, like you said, Margie, what's your name again?
Yes,
Miriam. I'm sorry, Miriam. My mother knew that I was the strongest one, and I was the youngest one. I was the youngest one, and she knew that I had something about me that was strong about me growing up. And I used to wonder why. I'm bringing all the good grades. My sister was, my sister was skipping school in elementary. I'm talking about elementary time.
Wow.
And she would bring in 50s, and I'm bringing in 90s and hundreds and fives. And I was always getting chastised for everything that I did, and my sister would get away with it. But, I talked to my mom, and she said, I know you strong. And she was, weak, and she needed me more than you. So I understood it, and I'm very,
I think that's a rewarding thing, though, to be able to actually go back to the parent or the person and ask, why did you allow this, Because so often you would think that it's something that you did. But the perspective of the other individual was thinking, how about your mother could have just thought that was the safest way for her to play it. You know what I mean? Maybe she didn't, in her mind, it was for her to take the risk, especially with you, Mary, for her to take the risk and come after your dad or whatever the case may be, probably would have been more challenging than knowing that, guess what, I know that my baby's strong enough. She going to be able to pull through this, but I'm doing this for her. I'm doing it for her. I'm not saying nothing because guess what? I could say something to him and then I could die today. He can abuse me, knock my behind down the stairs, crack my neck, and now I'm going. I can't even be there for my little baby.
Well, that was going on too.
Anyway,
that was happening as well.
Yeah.
I saw my father throw a TV on my mother.
Oh my goodness.
See, that's hard.
I saw all of that, but what that taught me was that when I get married, that would never happen
to you.
And it
I
never
know
did.
that's right.
I know that's right. I know that's right.
Do you got a story you want to share and how you turned it around?
I would just say that I would say the loss of my biggest cheerleader, my mom. I mean, I've had others growing up, but the one that's most dear to me right now is that speaking to my mom one day, everything's fine, we're talking, we're going to see each other later. Then the next day going to work and getting a call that I need to be rushed to the hospital to say my last goodbyes to my mom.
Wow.
Right?
So fast.
Yeah. So just out the blue, it was a sunny day. It was beautiful. I get home, I get the call, go to the hospital, and I said goodbye. So, and like I said, today, everything that I do comes from love, because that's what she taught me.
Yes.
I grew up in a loving home.
Respect.
I come from down south, Sumter roots, our own fields of land. I pick okra, peas, fresh peas.
Yes.
Farm chicken.
South Carolina.
South Carolina. South Carolina.
Oh, that's right.
I ring my clothes up and hung them on the line outside. You know what I mean?
Don't forget. Yes.
That's what's up. That's why I go so hard today. That's why I make sure the things that I do not only benefit me, but it benefits others.
Absolutely.
While I'm giving to others, I'm feeding my own soul.
Correct. I got
Right?
you.
That's how I give back to myself, not just through food,
Right.
but
That's
through
beautiful.
energy, through
Right.
purposeful intentions.
Yeah, that's what because
Purposeful.
it is what your intentions are.
Right.
Absolutely.
It is to go
Absolutely.
to school and to teach somebody something and to have a good day and help somebody who needs help. Be of service and make sure I also give to myself as well.
Yes.
Keep the
Exactly.
balance, right?
That's
Yeah.
right.
Keep the balance.
That's why
Because
I
a car
love-
can't run when there's no gas in the car,
That's
right?
the part.
You got to put gas
Yes,
in
yeah.
the car.
Yeah.
So I
That
just
part.
want to say that pushes me to want to be creative.
Yeah.
She used
love
to
it.
see me tap dance, and I went to dance school, and I did all these cultural things. We went to the theater. My mother took me as my graduation gifts to theater, right? We sat down. We would spend the day in Manhattan, you know? So these are the things, I guess maybe that's why I like to act.
Right.
Yeah,
Right. That makes sense.
I like to act. I love music and hip hop. Exactly. I'm about to say because my father was a singer. He was an entertainer. Every event he came with the drums, the guitar, and I saw him take control of a room at a young age.
Right.
When he came through the door, it was like, all right, let's get the party started. You know, so
I just want to say too, in what you were saying, one of the things that I think is real important, I know for myself, I was not embarrassed to say what happened to me because
Right.
it wasn't my fault.
Right.
Right.
That's another right. That's
Right.
another
But
thing,
it
right?
takes
But
power
some
to
people-
It takes power to do that, to
Right.
say that.
Right.
But
And
some
because
people
when
could
people
intimidate
control
you too,
Right.
intimidate you
Yes.
to where you're scared to tell your story. You
Not
know,
me.
Right.
yeah. But some people
Yeah, right.
are.
Yeah,
You know,
I
But
wasn't like
strength
that.
comes out of pain.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
That is
Strength,
true.
right?
That is
I
true.
don't know if it's just an Aries thing or what, Miriam. Because everything that's hurt me pushed me harder.
yeah.
That's all
You know?
right.
Definitely.
Yeah.
And that's all I can say. I can't even.
It's the gut
Never
fight.
from
It's the
there,
gut
right?
fight in
Right.
you when you realize, no,
Right.
you may have hurt me, but you're not going to kill me.
You
Right.
don't break
Right.
me
You
neither.
may have hurt me, but you
Right.
will not kill me because
Right.
I will ride.
Right.
Okay.
On the Maya Angelou.
And whether-
Okay.
Right.
I will
Right.
ride.
And I
whether-
had a chance to meet her.
And whether if you
Beautiful.
tell your
I
story
know.
or not, you
Beautiful.
will
Yes.
rise. You know what I'm
Yes,
saying? You
that's
don't
true.
have to tell your story to rise. You know
That's
what I'm
true.
saying?
That's true. You
When the
still
time
will rise.
comes,
You
you'll
will
be
rise.
able to tell your
Exactly.
story.
That's
You know,
true.
because like I said, I have a lot, but
Yes.
you know,
Yeah.
Pick one you
I'd
have,
rather
right.
not
But yeah.
rather not say what my situation is. So I use the more sensible one
Yes.
to describe my turmoils and stuff like that.
Makes
But
sense.
you don't have to tell your story to rise. You can still rise. I'm
still
strong.
rise. I like that.
I did a lot of things, and look at me now. And I'm the district leader of the 79th. I'm an actress as well. I sing as well, and you
Yes.
know I help people. I
Correct.
give back to the community. You
Yes.
know, I do back to schools, Christmas, Thanksgiving, just because blankets, you know, socks, whatever.
Whatever,
you know,
right, just
I
to
give
give
back.
back, right.
You know,
That's-
and in
that's
return,
beautiful.
God
That's
blesses
nice.
me.
Yes, I
That's
love
beautiful.
it. I love it.
See, in addition to what you're saying, I'm thinking about myself because I'm
Right.
73 years old, and I have gone through a lot.
Quite a lot,
We
right?
all have a
Then-
full
But
plate.
I'm the former Newark Public Schools board member and school board president. Very active in in the
Right.
school. One of the key things, though, that I think with what you're talking about as far as health, we have to take care of ourselves.
Of course.
We have
Absolutely.
to take care
Of
of
course.
ourselves. I just did a 7-month fast, and I lost 51 pounds.
All right.
Wow.
And
That's what's up. That's
Thank
We
what's
all
up.
have incredible
and we have to our mental, however we get it right, because we're going to always be going through something, and how I get me right is by singing.
That's
Okay.
all right. That's it. That's your stress relief.
Well, you
That's
know
all
what?
right.
We're gonna definitely get you to give us a song. But before we do that, I want to ask the bishop, what do you think are some of the most common misconceptions, though, that people have about mental health?
Well, first of all, she comes from Sumter, okay? So my father grew up in Hampton County, okay,
Yes.
little town Esther.
Yes.
His mother was from Jasper County, which was the poorest county in South Carolina. So the moment people hear about counseling or mental health, they say, you stupid or you crazy,
Right.
okay?
Right.
What we
Or
have
you
not
don't need.
talked about, what we have not, we talked about the victim.
Right.
We have not talked about the oppressors.
Right.
And how do we bring healing to the person who's the perpetrator,
Yeah.
who is the rapist?
Right.
How do we get him or her to face the music? This is what you've done.
You've done,
And you've got
yes.
to be accountable
Yes.
for what you've done.
Yeah.
Yes,
So that's
yes,
Just like
yes.
an alcoholic
Right.
who is a powerful alcoholic but goes to AA and stays on the wagon. You know why? Because they know they're an alcoholic.
Right.
They know if they go to a celebration, they can't be around a bar. They have to be around some place where there's water, or they will come
and drink up,
leave, and keep going, because they know if they stay,
they're gonna
temptation
get
is
dragged
there.
in. Yeah.
We got to deal with these men and women that are raping our children.
Yes.
That's how we
That's
get
right.
rid of it.
Absolutely.
Because see, in order to kill a tree, you got to kill it at the root.
That's
You
right.
got to
That's
kill it
right.
at
Go
the
ahead,
root.
right.
You got to put lie at the root of that tree, and not just chop it down, but kill the very
Get the
root.
poison
I
out.
got
Get the
you. I
poison
respect
out.
that. Absolutely.
Right.
Yes.
And that's what needs to be
I
done.
love this,
because
right.
And like I said, it breaks it just tears my soul. Just to know that so many women and young men been violated by the most people that they trusted. And then the thing is that the child has to deal with that. Don't tell nobody. And, you know, and then you see the change, and you see the change in the child. You're like, what's wrong? Nothing. Everything all right.
Right.
You know everything not all right. But for a parent to have to hear it after that child becomes to the age of accountability,
Right.
and say, well, Mom, I gotta tell you something, or Dad, I gotta tell you something that happened to me when you guys was going to work. That's the worst feeling a
But then the
parent can
parent
ever
has
feel.
to flip. The parent of the oppressor,
Right,
the parent of the predator
right.
has to flip, okay? And make the person responsible. You raped this person, you violated them. You need to pay for
for
what
your
you
sins.
did.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I
For
don't
what you
disagree
did.
with
I'm
you
not
at all.
sending you down south.
That's
I'm
it.
not sending you to
to
the army. I'm not sending you out
nowhere. I'm
west.
sending you straight to
You're
the
going to
penitentiary.
stand up and pay for this.
That's right. I
Okay.
respect that. Absolutely.
If they don't
Absolutely.
believe, how could they?
We have to take
have
the
to
blinders off.
take
Our
the
children are
blinders
not
off.
angels.
Right.
Our children are not angels. And then the other side, for the women that have lied on men and said that they were raped and it
Yes.
wasn't.
Right.
You see,
Yes,
this
that's right.
this
The
mental
concept
health
is
is
different.
so
So,
deep and it's
yeah.
so complex
Right.
that you really have to take time and pull this apart.
Right.
But I'm
Take
just
it
saying,
from section to
yes,
section.
it-
I'm saying like
Absolutely.
her mother didn't believe her, right? When she went to her mom and told her mom, "Look, my dad just
Did
did me
XYZ.
dirty." Her mother didn't believe. So what would you say to a mother who don't
Maybe
believe?
she did.
She did believe.
Yes, she did.
She
She
did
just
believe.
didn't
But
want
she
to
was too afraid
She
to
had to
speak
do
up.
what she needed
Right.
to do at
Too
that
afraid.
time.
Right.
Because
You
the
know what I
kids,
mean?
the kids would not have
kids ain't
understood.
gonna just
found
come
out
to you
down
and
the
tell them.
line that
She
she
didn't
knew.
have no other
No,
way.
no,
That she
I
believed
know.
you.
No,
She
she never said that she didn't say that she believed me. She explained to me why she did
sent-
what she did.
Right.
She couldn't even allow herself probably to think
To
about it
even
based
come
on
to
her
Because she had to lay next
situation.
to him.
to lay
Right.
next to
She
him.
had to lay
Right.
next to him.
Exactly.
Right.
You don't have to lay
Exactly.
next to him if you making him be accountable. If you putting him
And that day she did. I'm just saying,
Back
because she
in the
was
50s,
in,
right.
she was in a context that she could not break,
sacrificed your child.
break free.
Right.
Now
Right.
today is
Sacrificed
different.
your child.
You know, cook some grits and send him on his way.
Right, right.
I took him out to the woodshed and he just never been seen again.
That was a real sign of that time. You didn't have a
That's
lot of help,
very
a lot of
true.
resources,
That's what I said.
a lot of
earlier.
options.
Exactly. The
And
women-
then we
Because
go
you-
back to the part of the victim not feeling guilty.
Right.
You did not do
anything
this.
wrong.
You did
Right.
not do
Right.
this.
That's right.
Okay?
Once you
Right.
instill that in them, then that gives that kid the energy to say, you know what, I did. Let me tell you what happened. Now,
Yeah.
now you know once they get that or at least that shell from them, they like, yeah, I'm gonna tell you everything.
Yeah.
And that's what I instilled in all my daughters. I don't care whatever happened. Oh, they said, Daddy, they gonna kill me. Then let them kill me. Don't you ever.
Feel like you gotta hide
Don't you
from
ever
me.
feel like you gotta hide anything from me? Because I shared everything with my kid about me. When they came to me, oh, Daddy, they said you did this, that, and the third. Oh, really? I did. I said, let me show you my report. Here you go.
Right.
Read this from top to bottom. I said, but when you get to the last page, tell me what that the last word on that page say. Your father don't have a criminal record.
Right.
You shall not be judged. I did what I had to do to take care of you.
Right.
But guess what? as I watched you continue to grow and my child nurtured to be the woman that they are today, I had to make changes of my own. As a father, I wanted them to look at me in a different light.
Right.
But just know that I'm always in the midst. I'm never going nowhere unless God take me home.
Yeah.
But y'all live through me. And I will never, if I can help it, never let anybody bring you any harm.
Miriam, I want to talk about this amazing guy, Broken Spirit. Tell me about this book. What led you to actually write this book, and who is it for?
Okay, so this so the book is called Broken Spirit, Let It Go So You Can Grow. And the reason originally it was Broken Spirit. And it was dedicated to, dedicated to the brothers and sisters that I worked with inside the system.
Okay.
And my students when I had my school. But more so the brothers and sisters, because all the brothers and sisters that I worked with on the inside, they were all broken spirits.
Oh, wow.
But then I said, you don't want to remain a broken spirit. And how you do not remain a broken spirit is that you gotta let it go.
You gotta let it go.
So you can grow.
So you can grow.
So
I like
so
that.
that's the
I
title.
like that.
You gotta
Process it.
So I dedicated also, to my mom, because I talked about it. I talked about it in the beginning with what happened to me, so people could understand the story.
Right.
I like that.
And so my youngest son, he didn't like the idea that I said that I had been raped and everything. I had to let him know that I'm not embarrassed by it. This was written in 2020.
My mother was also
in 2020.
and sent home back to her kids, butt naked.
Oh, wow.
Oh, wow.
Walking down 18th Avenue,
Are
and
you
a guy
serious?
jumped from behind a tree with the big scissors that you cut the tree with.
Right, the hedge clippers.
Robbed her, took all that stuff, raped her, and threatened to kill her. And she was just like, "Listen, I got kids. I
Right.
gotta go home."
Right.
And he was like, "Well, you go home, and you better not say nothing to nobody." But she walked home from Myrtle Avenue in Irvington to 18th Avenue, naked with
That's
nothing
a
on.
shame.
Yeah, it's crazy. It's crazy out here. But I give my mom and I pat her on the back. And I give her a lot of credit because she does not look like what she's been through. However, you can tell certain things that she do, like she's very paranoid with a lot of things. Like if you leave the window up too high, it's like, oh my God, people are looking inside the house, and this is like, your mom, oh my God, it's hot in here.
Right, I got
But for
you.
her mind, because of what she
she
has
had been
experienced,
through.
Right.
she's traumatized.
She's traumatized.
She's
Yeah.
traumatized. She has experienced a lot of
Imagine
trauma.
something like that.
Yeah.
Right.
Come on.
It's so crazy. So go ahead, Miriam, finish your story.
No, and so so it's about my years working inside the system, and just and stories that the inmates wrote about me and everything. Did
Okay.
drawings
That
and
sounds
all
so
that
cool.
stuff.
That's what's up.
The poems that they wrote. It was just so loving. I mean, it helped me. This is what they did for me as my students when I had my school did for me.
Yes.
What they did for me was help me how to deal with so
Many
many
things.
attitudes.
Right.
Okay.
I can imagine.
Because I have a chapter in here. It's called "If Eyes Could Kill."
Right.
Okay.
If that brother had a gun that day,
Please, no.
I would have been gone.
Right.
Because he thought I dissed him.
Okay.
And the reason why he thought I dissed him is because I had given them an assignment.
Right.
And when the paper was brought back to me, I put my notes on there.
Right.
And so he says to me, why did I mark up my paper? Mark up. I said, wait a minute, I didn't mark up your paper. I said, I just put my notes there.
Right.
And so then I saw how he was looking. I said, oh, okay.
He
There's
felt
something going on.
disrespected.
There's something going on with him, right?
Right.
So then I said to him, I'm not disrespecting you.
Right.
I said, but this is what I expect you to do. I expect you to take what I said on that paper back to your room,
And
make
fix
the
it.
corrections as I said to make the corrections, and then tomorrow you'll bring them back to me. So the next day we discussed the assignment.
Okay.
And guess what he did?
What?
He came into my office and he apologized.
That's what's up.
He apologized.
Right. You broke the chain. You
Yeah.
broke that chain. Listen, you letting them know you are the person in charge.
Yeah.
Right.
You're gonna do it my way, or it's no way.
And I'm not afraid of you.
And you're not afraid of.
Right.
And he came back and he
And he
humbled
apologized.
himself as he knew how.
Yes, he did.
And he apologized.
Because he knew that he realized I wasn't hurting you. I was
trying to
helping
help
you.
you.
Helping
Right.
you,
Because I had
right.
to give him the example when I was in college.
Correct.
What my professors did. They did the same thing.
Right.
You know, and I didn't catch an attitude. I
Right.
did exactly
He
what
did
they
They
asked.
told me to correct, I
And then
corrected
it
it.
was better.
But then we got to think back, like for him, that he lacked awareness that was part of the process. His paper getting written on.
Right.
You know what
Right.
I mean?
He like
He
this, like
took it
you
personal.
straight out disrespect me. I gotta make you pay for this.
I do
Guys,
the same
you know-
thing. I tell my students all the time. I'm that teacher that's gonna pull up. Oh, you out for 3 days? Okay, you know I can see your address in the system, right? I will pull up.
So guys,
I know that's
Can I
right.
just say one last thing?
Yes, of
Just
course.
one last thing, because another story
all right,
in here
yes.
too.
I love that concept.
There was an issue with a brother who was a high-ranking gang member.
Okay.
I had no idea that he was a high-ranking gang member until he came to me and told me what was going on. And at that time, the gangs, they were fighting back and forth inside, right? And so he came to me and he said, Miss Bay, I'm tired of my pups being hurt. I said, well, what did your dogs have to do with it? I had no idea.
You talking about his homie, huh?
Exactly. And so he said, no,
Right.
Miss Bay. He said, out here. And there was a window and all of them was out there. I said, so what do you want me to do? So he told me what he wanted me to do. So I go to the director. I tell the director what's going on. He said, okay, we got to move him to another tier. I said, okay, fine.
Okay.
Then I go upstairs. I go into his room, help him to move his stuff out and everything. And as I'm helping him move his stuff out, he said, Miss Bay, they're coming. I said, who's coming? He said, the ones that's gonna off me. I said, oh, okay, so where are they? He said, they're coming down the hallway. I said, okay, fine. I said, when they get to the door, just say, Miss Bay, they're here. And when they got to the door, he did that. I turned around, I said, hey, brothers, how you brothers doing? They said, oh, we're fine, Miss Bay. I said, okay. I said, good. I said, I'm getting ready to take this brother downstairs.
Right.
And when I come back, I'll talk with you, okay? They said, okay, Miss Bay.
When he gave
Took
you
him
that
downstairs.
respect, see?
Took him downstairs. The director told the director. The director said, no, we got to get him out of here.
Right.
Go to the director. You know how we have to do reports? The director says to me, didn't I know he was a high-ranking gang member? I said, no. He said, well, didn't you ask? I said, no. I said, why would I ask? I said, that's assuming everybody's a gang member.
Right.
don't you?
Yeah, right.
So you're
I
not you
said,
stereotyping
yeah,
folks
right.
now.
I said, I'm not here to judge them. I'm here to
Right,
help
help
them.
them.
Right.
I
That's
said, if
what's
they
up.
wanted to do something to me, they would have done it.
Absolutely.
You know?
Absolutely.
So he said,
Absolutely.
so that was something else that I learned.
Blessings.
I love that.
Yeah, I
Give a
just
hand
love
clap.
your, I just love your
I know,
spirit.
Right? You could've
Hand
saved
claps,
his
hand
life.
claps,
Yeah.
I
Diamond.
just
Hand
love your
claps.
spirit. I love all you women's spirit. You too, Pastor. You know,
So guys, we gotta
respect.
get ready to
Sure.
we gotta get ready to wrap this up. I hate to cut everybody off, but I'm gonna close out and just have us answer this one last question, and especially you, Bishop. I definitely want your take on this. What advice would you give to somebody who is currently struggling with mental health after everything that you guys have been through, right? All of y'all. What advice would you give to somebody who has maybe experienced that thing that you've experienced, or somebody that's coming to you with some challenges? And we know we always tell them get counseling, and that's fine, but what would you really tell them?
First of all, the community that we're speaking to is probably a community of color. Am I right?
Yes.
So I would say find a counselor who's of color. Find a counselor that you feel comfortable with. Because if you don't feel comfortable, you're not going to unload. Because you're always going to be tense, okay? Find someone that understands your past, okay? And that may mean you got to find 2 or 3 persons, but you keep on searching until you find that person. And when you find that person, be truthful with that person.
Yes.
There's no need to hide your feelings. There's no need to hide your experience, because the only way you're going to get healed is to deal with truth.
Miriam?
Oh, and the other thing, it's going to cost you a little money, but it's going to be worth it.
I know, that's right. That part. No, it's the truth. It's the truth. Anything you want to share, what would you say to someone?
Well, I would have to say, like, for myself, I just had to realize that I have to value myself and not be validated by anybody else.
Yes.
And know that God got me, and that I have to have my self-respect and know that I'm here for a purpose.
Wonderful, wonderful. Well, guys, thank y'all so much. I was gonna go around the table, but we are pressed for time. It's okay. We will come back and we will do this again. I want y'all to come back when y'all come back. Yeah. Okay.
I'll bring some more Mike and Ike's when I come back.
You better have some hot tamales.
Some hot tamales, you already
All right,
know.
guys, listen. I hope that our show today was very helpful for you. I hope it was inspiring for you. Please do not be afraid to ask for help. If you have mental health issues, or you know someone with mental health issues that needs someone